When I passed out from my engineering college and I decided that I would like to be a writer, so I came to Pune first,
Okay.
thinking that I might get an opportunity there, but I didn't.
Okay.
So somewhere around 96, 97, I came to Bombay. I learnt on the job in the first place. I was reading a lot when I was in school and college. And during college days, I realized that I want to write. That's it. That was it. I had no other training as such in writing, not that I had written any articles in newspapers and stories in magazines, nothing like that also. It was just that I wanted to write, not spend my lifetime in engineering. So I came in. And then I started. But whatever little bits of things I started writing at that time, people around me liked, and they were really the people who mattered. It was not just that my friends were saying kya likhta hai yaar and all those things. So whatever little piece I wrote, the people who mattered, the people in business, they all felt very good about it. They all liked me. So I was lucky, I was fortunate that I was in company of right people right from the beginning. I started reading scripts a lot.
Okay.
I read all these books about script writing, which everybody reads.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was an engineer and had no background of writing and stuff like that. I had no family background. So I had to learn on the job. So I was reading all these books.
You always interested in TV or films? Something?
Very honestly, it was in films. But when I came here, what I saw, the television was growing. It had a lot of opportunities for writers. So by that time I had removed that notion from my head that कुछ लोग होते हैं जो कहते हैं कि नहीं यार फिल्म ही करूँगा तो नहीं तो that I did not have. So when I saw that television is like an industry in itself and growing, and there is a lot of opportunity for writers in it, so I took it up and then I started as a writer. My first project was on Z, which was Babul Ki Dua Leti Ja. So that's where I started. It was produced by Shobna Desai and was aired on ZTV. After that show went off air, I met Mr. B.P. Singh at CID. And he asked me, will you start working with me? So I assisted him in CID. And I also started writing for him. So it was a 5-year-long journey that I wrote CID. So that was my first major breakthrough in the industry.
Okay.
For 5 years almost. I don't know how many episodes. But I wrote so many episodes of CID. रात होने को है अचानक से 30 साल बाद. And after that I moved more into a GEC scenario.
Okay.
The daily shows. And first one was Kumkum. Then Bidai. After that, Uttaranam Colors. And अगले जन्म मोहि बिटिया की जो on Z. I started with dialogue.
Okay. Dialogue is started for Babul Ki Dua.
Well,
And CID also story screenplay?
story, screenplay, dialogue, everything I used to write. By God's grace, all the shows which I wrote, they worked. They worked for me. But there was definitely one thing which I had in my mind, that I knew the world television industry from that side of the table, from a writer's point of view, from a maker's point of view. But when we realized that we are all reporting to somebody called channel, so I was curious to look at the world from the other side of the table.
Okay.
Like what happens in the channel. When Ajay Balvankar of Z, when he joined Sony and he asked me, will you be interested in joining?
Okay.
Then I took up the opportunity.
Okay.
Again, by God's grace, it has worked for me. Sony was at number 5 at that time when I joined.
Okay.
4 and 5 it was. And now we are doing very well. We are number 2 now, after Star. So I've got a complete 360-degree view of the industry now. I'm glad.
Okay. And do you miss that writer?
Yeah, definitely I do. So one day I'm sure I'll write something again. I intend to go back to writing very soon because now I am getting that itchy feeling again. And so I'll very soon, sooner than anybody can think, I can go back. I'll go back to writing.
You never written a feature film.
I wrote a feature film. I wrote a feature film called Bhoot. I've forgotten the name also. Bhoot Uncle. I would not want to make that differentiation. I'll only say by my personal experience. When I was writing CID, at that time I was learning. So most of it I learned there. But after that, when I wrote Bhoot Uncle, the film, I did not have to face a lot of what you were saying as interference from the producer, or I did not have to face that. So it was an enjoyable experience for me. When I moved on from CID and started doing all these daily soaps, thankfully I did not face much of an interference even there. So I had my way. Most of the time, I got to write what I wanted to write. Yeah, many times there have been moments of frustration and fights and disagreements and stuff like that, but they have been far and few. More often than not, I have got my way. Things have succeeded, means TRP wise also. So I was lucky again. So my experience as a writer here in both the film and television has been quite good. It will be a switch more often than not. But let's see. See, Hollywood and the Western television is like pretty much involved and evolved in content than we are. We started off pretty well when television first came to India.
Yes.
We were taking stories based on literature. The shows which were being made had some literary background to it. But slowly, somewhere it tapered down. We went into a little unrealistic zone of storytelling. Yes, you can very easily say the television in India, there was one phase, they didn't know where these characters actually come from. So everybody we were writing about, they were not real people. It was only drama. There was only conflict happening, but we didn't know where the characters. But lately, last 7-8 years, the things have improved all over again. Now the characters are more real. The places are more real. The stories are more real. And in the last 2 years on Sony, the work that we've done, now it's more, if you've seen Parvarish, I don't know. So if you have seen the show called Parvarish, which we have created, it's a completely evolved theme now. It's a new theme which everybody can relate to. And there is no conflict of that section of A, B, C of audience. It's not like that. Everybody who is a parent or everybody who is a child can relate with that show and enjoy that show. So that's where we have come over the years, and we hope we will slowly improve. See, television industry is going to go through a metamorphosis now. Means the way we are distributing our content is also going to change. Earlier it was Doordarshan, only one channel free to air. Then there were multiple channels, all free to air. But slowly now Tata Sky is offering this service called TV on demand. Now you can pay and watch whatever you want to see. The more of these services come in the industry, people will have more flexibility what they want to see. So they will not be slaves of our decisions as channel. They will know what they like. They can also pull out content from Western countries, and they are free to watch those. They just need to pay and watch. There will be more freedom in the hands of the viewers very soon, that they can choose what they want to see. It will not be free. they need to be paid for. See, there is one more thing in Western countries, the difference means the disparity in the top class and the lowest class is not that much. In India, from illiterate to the doctorate, every kind of audience is available in big numbers. And to make one show which will appeal to the doctorate and the illiterate, that's very difficult. So lowest common denominator, if you try to find, this is what you are getting nowadays, which will stop once we start making shows for niche audience. They're trying to. Not everybody is getting it right though. See, TRPs are not as bad, or TRP is not evil to be. TRPs are simply the benchmark of quality of business. They are not the quality. They are not the test of quality of writing, or they are not the test of quality of performances or show. TRPs are the measurement of how many people are watching a particular show on a channel. And that's how an entire advertising industry in India takes a decision which channel to put their money on. So TRP is a judgment, a parameter by which a big industry, advertising industry runs. It's not always bad. TRP is never a comment on the quality of a show. If more people are watching a bad show, it will rate more.
Okay.
That's it. So TRP is not as bad as many people think. TRP. See, we are in the field of commercial art. We are not artists. Means those who claim that they are artists, pure artists, they are fooling themselves. We are not artists. We are commercial artists. We make things to sell. If we are writing stories and nobody wants to read them or watch them, there is no point writing them. If even the novelists today are writing to sell, because writer always wanted to say and reach out to many people. If there is no way of reaching out to people, there is no point writing also. So हम लोग commercial art में हैं, we should better realize that. We have to write what people like. See, an idea can germinate from anywhere. Sometimes it germinates from a producer's mind. Sometimes it germinates from a writer's mind. Sometimes it comes from a channel's team. Wherever the idea comes from, eventually you have to develop it and take it to its logical stage where it can air. And during the process, there is a lot goes on. Who you are making it for? Again, as I said earlier, it's a commercial thing that we are doing. You have to know what exactly you are making, for who you are making, and you will put everything possible in that particular show to cater to that audience. So it goes through a journey from the writer to the creative director to the channel. It goes through a filtration of all these layers, and then the product comes out. It will be wrong to say that there is too much interference from a channel's part, or all channels always interfere with the work of the producer and the writers. It's not that way. Many a times we actually manage to get teams together as if we are all making the shows together with one goal in head. Anybody can come up with a better idea than the other. So when you are working as a team, there is the sense of interferences goes away. Sometimes it definitely happens, unfortunately, that two people think completely differently, and then the sense of interference and then the animosity, all those things come. But that's how the life in television industry is today, and you have to live with it. Me being a writer, I can, if I answer this question from a personal perspective, then I give the writer the precedent. If he is really convinced of what he is talking about, then I let him do what he wants to do. The other perspective is a completely business perspective. We in the channel are looking at various other factors which a writer is not even thinking about. So we would like to say that we are in a much better position to judge a content whether it will work or not. A writer may think only emotionally. He may think this will connect, this will work. But we have got some scientific tools of research by which we can gauge and say if this might work. Nobody can guarantee a success or failure. But we have got better tools to analyze and say that this may work, this may not work. So coming from a completely business perspective, I would say the channel gets suppressment because they've got much more better tools. Now what we are trying to do is also we share all that information that comes to us to the writer and the producer. Dekho khud. Try to understand. This is what the scenario. That's why I said we have tried to create an atmosphere of a team-like atmosphere where nobody thinks offended and we are all working together for the show. The proper channel would be to go to the producers.
Okay.
And but he can definitely, if somebody has some good concept, he can. If he comes to us, we will definitely entertain him. See, we are always looking for new talent. We are always. Our business is about ideas. The newer ideas we get, the more powerful ideas we get, we succeed. So we are always looking for fresh talent. Those people who can deliver, who can do something for this industry, they're always. See, means sitting in the association, you will know that there is no way of ensuring that people can't copy. We means not to say only in India, but around the world, we don't have any kind of a registration system which is foolproof. We don't have that. Having said that, whenever we meet somebody here in the channel, I hear to anybody's concept, I tell them, before you even utter a word about your idea, please go and register it. Unless it is registered, please do not tell me. As colleagues and as friends with other producers, we keep exchanging ideas. But everybody who is a new talent, somebody who is fresh in the industry, a person like him or her, when they walk in, I tell them, please ensure that you have got it registered in your name. Tomorrow, I do not want to get into this dispute that you narrated to me or Sony as an organization and then it was lifted. Though I cannot avoid it still. He may register it, but somebody may have been developing it far earlier and not registered it at all. So there is no way we can guarantee ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. But we definitely take our efforts not to encourage the fresh talent to just come and bounce off ideas and tomorrow walk off and
It
say,
has been heard by them.
this was mine. Yeah, but means I keep, since I keep hearing stories day in, day out here, many a times, every day at least once I have to tell somebody, listen, I'm interested in your story, but before you proceed, I want to tell you that such a such date or few months back or few weeks back, I've already heard this story before. I will not tell you the person's name, but I have got this story. So it's completely your choice whether you want to go into the details of your version or you want to simply back off. So I warn them that I have got this story already. See, one thing for sure, they are really hardworking people because the circumstances that we put up our productions across the industry, all the channels, they are asked to write things at lightning speed. So one thing is for sure, they are really hardworking people. How many of them are actually well read or well informed, that I can't say because I have met writers across the industry. Some of them are like really well read, well informed, and few of them are not. But somehow they are managing to wade through this entire process of writing, and because they understand emotions. One thing I definitely see in the writers today is because in television industry now there is good money. Many people who never were writers, they are thinking कि यार अपना acting का काम नहीं चल रहा है या अपना production नहीं हो रहा है, let's try writing. Such people are actually not doing good at all. Those who see the writing as a easy option. Ever growing process. It never stops. So a writer, sometimes somebody starts the show after 100, 150, 200 episodes, a fatigue sets in. There are cases when the writer opts out. But there are certain cases when he doesn't opt out, but the channel, like you were saying, the disputes over episodes, over the content, keeps increasing and increasing. In such circumstances, the writers are dropped and changed because the show has to move on, go on. These are the only two cases when writers are changed. Sir, I would leave the safeguarding of rights to you. I cannot, sitting here, I cannot ensure that the stories are not stolen. Because if you see, means not everybody is trying to steal the stories all the time. There is definitely duplication of ideas. Many people are thinking alike. Two people in two different places are thinking alike. And I can definitely tell you how young writers can go about this. They can write their ideas as clearly as possible. My tip to them would be avoid vagueness. See, many of us think of an idea, get excited about it, and then think it's the end of the road. But actually it's only the start of the road. From that idea, they need to sit down in a corner, like all writers should, develop that idea, polish that idea to some clarity, that what exactly they are trying to say with it. And once that is ready, they are always welcome to us because we are always looking for ideas. And we have no inhibitions about taking a fresh talent. I will be really happy if a very newcomer who has not written a single line before comes and tells me a beautiful story like I had come. So anybody who can tell me a beautiful story is welcome.